Our glasses are still broken. Hi everyone. Just to let you know, the Yellow Vests are at Speaker's Corner today. We've come to talk to people here and to let them all know what the Yellow Vests are about. So we're all at Speaker's Corner. We didn't come out yesterday. We thought the first demo of the year we will do at Speaker's Corner and see who we can speak to here. We've been speaking to people already. And we can already see that there's controlled opposition here. And you have the controlled opposition here at Speaker's Corner.
Could you tell me what?
Obviously, obviously to keep the divide and conquer going. So they need to bring them to Speaker's Corner, controlled opposition by the government. So I'm just going to take you over here where Steve, one of the Yellow Vests, is going to speak in a minute. Thank you, everyone.
It's all right, I was listening. Sorry, I didn't realise you were.
That's all right. The other way, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do you want to come over?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because Steve's going to talk. Hi everyone. There's a lot of people here, good people that, you know, are interested in who we are. I should have put the live on earlier actually. You know, some good people here that do want to listen, but also people that still want to keep a divide, which tells me they're government controlled. Against anyone who wants to bring communities together, they stick them in. Yeah. Louise. There's loads of people here. Alan's here. There's Alan. Hello, loads of Yellow Vests here. And hopefully we can get some people to listen so they can see what we're all about. Hi everyone, thank you for joining. Please share. We're at Speaker's Corner today. Hoping that we can speak to the people here. We have spoken to a few already. And some of them knew who we were. So as much as the mainstream media do hide us, the word is getting out there. Word is getting out there. So this is Steve, one of the just ordinary person who walks with us. That's all we are, just ordinary people that are standing up to the globalism, who want New World Order and who are trying to bring in communism through the back door.
Alright, guys and girls, no time like the present, I guess. So, ladies and gents, today we are here at Speaker's Corner. We have the backbone of the Yellow Vest movement here. Not the people that got bored, not the people that left for their own personal reasons. We are here for a variety of reasons. Now, one of these reasons is, if anyone does have any questions about the smears they might have heard online, we are here to lay that rest today and tell you what we are really fundamentally about.
Yeah.
Now, I wear my Yellow Vest as a symbol of unity and solidarity with the people, right? This is not a movement about left or right. This is about injustice. Me personally, if you stay silent, you are complicit in all the injustices that happen in the world. There is no neutrality. There is no staying neutral when it comes to injustice against the people. Just because it hasn't happened to you yet doesn't mean that it won't. And if you don't stand up and you can't tell your children when your rights get eroded later on in life, why didn't I fight? I don't know, I couldn't be bothered. No, get up, stand up, do something about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely, Steve. Absolutely, Steve.
Yeah.
There is an age-old saying, right? Evil will flourish when good people do nothing. Right? That is very poignant and something I think is important. In the presence of injustice, if you remain silent, you are complicit. The Yellow Vests are about unity. We are here about injustice. Me, personally, I don't like to tell this story because I do get upset. I've told it once. I lost my brother in 2009. He was a Royal Marine Commando out in Afghanistan. He came back from a first tour. I could see that he was not mentally stable. Brave lad that he was, wouldn't say no to be getting sent out again. I could see he was not ready for it. This injustice was absolutely avoidable, totally avoidable. And there are people out there that need to be held accountable, right? This is not, I work with many people, right? People that have had their children murdered, people that have had their children taken away through social services, right? Ask yourself, why are there veterans homeless on the streets of Great Britain?
Yeah.
Why are we not doing anything? People, get up, stand up. If you can't stand for anything, then lay down in your bed till you die. Honestly, get up, stand up, be present, do something. I haven't prepared much for this, right? I'm not a good public speaker.
You're doing well, Steve.
I just want to lay to rest that the Yellow Vests are about unity, solidarity, and we are for the people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa.
Can I just add, there's a lot of divide and conquer going on, and it's all created by the establishment. I've walked around this park, I've listened to some people, and you have controlled opposition in this park to assist in that divide, to lie to you. In the last nearly 2 years, I have been to many demonstrations, and I have seen what's gone on in those demonstrations, and I've seen the mainstream media lie the very next day about what that demonstration was about. And they do that to divide and conquer us all. Every community in this country where it's the working class, the working poor and the poor, no matter what colour you are, no matter what race you are, has been divided and been put against each other through media lies and through divide and conquer tactics. There's controlled opposition on the far left. There's controlled opposition on the far right. We've been walking the streets for a year trying to tell people what the government and the mainstream media are doing to us all, because they don't want us coming together collectively, because that's where the power is. So even down here at Speaker's Corner, I've seen today, Lister, Swampy or whatever his name is over there, I've called him out as being controlled opposition, because he's all about divide and conquer. People want to keep all the communities separate, and that's what it's all about. Once we can come together, because there's crime against humanity going on, and we wear the yellow vest as just a simple symbol of unity all across the world. I don't know if you've seen it in France, because the mainstream media hide it from you. Yeah, people have stood up and said no more. Stop being tolerant to the intolerant, and that is our establishment that are committing crimes to the people. My son was murdered last year along with his two best friends, and they lied. They covered it up from the Home Office down. Yeah, that's what they did. Sorry? Yeah. And they lied. I've got a letter. Thank you very much. I've got a letter in my bag for anyone who knows about my case, who is unsure, that I am willing to show you, to show that everything I've been saying within days, I am telling the truth. But it hasn't just happened to me. Thank you, I won't. There's many families out here that are fighting for justice, that have had their children taken and stolen from them. And like Steve said, when good people do nothing, you are complicit in it. We must come together and stand up against our corrupt establishment that are committing the crimes towards the people and the children of this country. Thank you. Thank you. Mark. Go on, Mark. Go on, Mark. Come on, you're good for words. Come on, Mark. Come on.
All right, then look, if everyone noticed that years ago, the man could go out, do the day's work, bring home the money at the end of the week. Now, what's happened? Look at all the families now. Both parents working, still not bringing home enough money, still going to food bank. Where are the kids all day? The parents can't be there to look after them. This is what the government's doing to us. They're breaking up the family home. That's what they're doing. It's not just dividing of people, different groups from left to right. They're actually breaking up the family home. There's kids on the streets now killing each other. It's never been like this before. Not in my time. Yeah, there's always been crime, there's always been violence, but it's getting worse and worse and worse. We have a government, we have a police force, we have an army, but it's getting worse. Why? You have to ask yourself, who cares about the people? Who's looking after the people? No one. So what do? We come together. Stop letting them divide us. Stop letting them break up your family home. The children are being stolen and placed in care. They're ending up being taken off and abused. 16,000 children in the UK were groomed last year. How do you feel about that? It could be your child next. So you have to come together, you have to do something, or it's going to get worse. You're the people. Only you can do something. You can't depend on your government anymore. They're not even the government. They're all part of the New World Order. That's what they are. They're all puppets, okay? This is not a democracy we're living in. They pretend you're living in a democracy. But how's it democracy? People voted for Brexit 4 years ago nearly. We're still waiting for it to happen. If this was a democracy, we would have been given the Brexit. And in a democracy, we could vote later down the line to remain again, if that's what people want. But no, they're just not listening to us. They're not listening to us ever, and things are getting worse and worse. We are going to be marching once a month from Trafalgar Square, every month, once a month. Join us. It doesn't matter what colour, race or religion you are, okay? It's about the people coming together and making this country a safe democracy once again. That's all we want. If you want to talk to us privately, get us online. We are UK Yellow Vest. Thank you.
On Facebook, we're Yellow Vest United Kingdom, and we've been walking every single Saturday at Whitehall. Every single Saturday. It's gone on for a year to stand up to the globalists and the political class. Yeah, because they're the ones committing the crime. We have over 3 million children in poverty. There's 3 million children starving. Yeah, as well as the veterans on the streets, the knife crime. We live in a lawless Britain, and it is a police state which makes it a dictatorship. Communism is coming in through the back door while they divide and divert us off somewhere else. Yeah, and this is what we want everyone to wake up to. For some reason, the Yellow Vests are the most feared to the government. There's so many of us that have been arrested for crimes they haven't committed because they fear us more than anyone, because they know we're not about divide. They know we're about unity. And that's what they fear about the Yellow Vests. And that's why we have so many people target us. They come and infiltrate us. And that's what they did back years ago. The Babylonians, yeah? Research it. They infiltrated every department in the establishment, from social services to the councils to United Nations. We have to be wary of them. This is all about New World Order, why they dividing us and diverting us with all these different tactics. So please research yourself, yeah? Yellow Vest United Kingdom on Facebook. We have many videos so you can watch them and decide for yourself what we're about. Thank you. Does anyone want to ask any questions at all to any of us?
I was interested in what you were saying about social services stealing children.
Yeah.
On a few months, I think last year now, I was talking to some people outside the High Courts.
That's right, yeah.
They all camped outside,
That's
and that was very disturbing. The stories they had to tell, just taken away for no reason, or very,
what they do, it's a lot of money to social services. So every time they do a placement, it's £22,000. So if they take someone's child, and what they do, family courts are closed courts. Yeah, so that's how they get away with it. So they're closed those courts, and what they do, they take someone's child, usually they're taking it off as someone who's been in care or doesn't have a lot of family around them, but they do also take it from people who do have family around them. And they use the main one they use is future emotional harm. So that's like me coming to say, right, I'm taking your child because in the future I believe you're going to do this, which is like a corpus juris law, which is a Roman law. That's what they're using. Yeah, saying that I think that you're going to do this in the future. Then every time they place that child in a placement, it's £22,000.
There's a lot to do with making money, but it also traumatises the child.
They're the ones causing the future emotional harm on those children. There's so many crimes going on towards the people in this country. You know, unfortunately for me, it happened to me, and that is what woke me up to everything that's going on. And then going on to the streets, seeing the controlled opposition, seeing lies told to the people who are, you know, on left demos and so on. Absolutely. Down here, you've got the same thing. You've got people here intentionally being here for division and to carry that on, you know, and make up stuff about people.
They have a lot of resources and untold billions of pounds, and they can employ people, train them in talking and articulation.
Absolutely, spot on.
They're almost like professionals, aren't they?
Spot on. Absolutely.
And a number of people I've spoken to, who I've built up a certain amount of trust for, they talk about paedophilia and satanic ritual abuse. Have you come across any of that?
Well, I haven't come across it, but I've heard and learned enough on it, all in the establishment, It's rife all over the world, it's all over the world. You know, Luciferians I've heard about and everything else. I haven't physically seen it, but it's there. But you're not going to see it unless you're involved in it.
That's right,
So child trafficking, you know, all of it. Is going on. There's so many children that go missing in this country and don't get reported on because most of them go missing from care homes. So it's done that way. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's going to take us to put a stop to this. People uniting, coming together for the children. That's what the future is. It's the children, isn't it? If we don't protect them from these evil satanic elites, it's going to carry on.
Yes, it's terrible, isn't it? You know, because a lot of them, they don't have birth certificates. A lot of them are shipped from overseas and you know, they're harvested.
Hi everyone. So it's actually good to be here because you know coming here that you know you're going to get a crowd round. Gives us an opportunity to speak to people. You know, and put the word out here. But being here does show you that they do have controlled opposition at Speaker's Corner to keep that divide going. So I just thought I'd quickly put it on. If there's any other conversations or that going on, I would put the live feed back on. It's quite cold and I didn't bring my gloves. So my hand's freezing at the moment. But we're out here, as we always are, trying to unite people, trying to get them to see what is going on in the country they live in. Because, you know, we've been in dark days for quite a while and it's certainly not going to get any better. And we have to do something. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being with us as always. And wanted you to know, bonjour, say Sandy. Good luck in France. There's plenty of people in the UK that know what is going on in France. Please be careful. We know you've got a dictatorship. We know the police are attacking you over there. They've done it to us, not on the same level that you've suffered in France. But once more people stand up here, I can imagine that's what's going to happen. So take care, everyone. Thank you for watching, sharing, listening, and just to let you know, the Yellow Vests ain't gone anywhere. We're still here, and never surrender. Thank you.